Hey guys, and welcome to Cool Vision. Now look at this picture. And at this one. And at this one. And at this one. Now what's the one thing they all have in common? It's one and the same city. Welcome to Shenzhen, China. Located on the southern coast of China, just 40 years ago, Shenzhen was a humble fishing village. Today its population is way over 12 million, and its skyline bristles with skyscrapers. Can you believe that? Today, the city is a leading global technology hub, sometimes called China's Silicon Valley. It's one of the fastest growing cities in the world. So what makes it different from other cities of China? In 1980, China designated Shenzhen as a special economic zone to be an experimental ground for market capitalism to attract foreign investment, unlike other cities in mainland China that were based on a planned economy. Later, the Shenzhen Stock Exchange was established, which has a current market capitalization of $2.5 trillion, and it's the 8th largest in the world. In 2018, Shenzhen surpassed Hong Kong's economy for the first time, and its economy is now worth $361 billion, making it the third largest in China after Shanghai and Beijing. The city is known for its high-tech industry. Shenzhen is home to a number of prominent tech firms such as Huawei and Tencent, as well as financial institutions such as China Merchants Bank and Ping'an Insurance and Ping'an Bank. Also, auto manufacturer BYD is located here. Actually, 25% of stocks of which belongs to Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. The port of Shenzhen ranks as the world's third busiest container port. China has been the world's largest auto manufacturer since 2009. In 2016, annual vehicle production in China accounted for nearly 30% of worldwide vehicle production, which exceeds that of the European Union or that of the United States and Japan combined. Want to take a peek at the latest models? This brand is called NIO, which is based in Shanghai. And that's another brand. Impressive car. Is it made in China? Come on, don't be shy.
Yeah.
It's made in China.
Yeah, it's made in China of Huanghua province. Yeah.
And it's an electric car.
Yeah, electric car.
Now you said it's only for the domestic market.
Yeah.
And when are you guys planning to export it to other countries? Are you planning to do that?
Yeah, it's a new independent brand.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the brand name?
Lim Pao.
Wow.
Yeah, just Lim Pao.
Right. So it's the new Tesla.
Yeah. Just seen. The city is ranked the third in the world in terms of the number of buildings above 150 meters, after Hong Kong and New York City. In 2016, there were more skyscrapers completed in Shenzhen than in the whole of the US and Australia combined. The tallest building is the 599-meter tall Ping'an Finance Center, which is also the second tallest in China and the fourth tallest building in the world. Let's go to the observation deck and take a look at the city from above. Huaqiangbei district is the biggest electronics market in China. You can find anything: spare parts, computers, cameras, drones, speakers, absolutely anything related to computers, phones, and technology. You can get some incredible deals on this street. Just to give an example, this Mavic 2 Pro costs 9,800 renminbi, which is about $1,400. Check your local prices to see if that's good enough for you.
You know, I was walking in this area about 10 years ago, and back then China did not have major brands, and now they got Huawei, they got DJI as a drone manufacturer, and they got all kinds of other. I have a Honor 6, which is a Chinese brand.
Interestingly, I was visiting this place back in 2010, and it's been 10 years now, so let's see what's changed.
And what's changed is that in 2010 it was mostly products of other brands that they were selling, copies of other brands, and fake iPhones. But what you see today is totally different. You see official stores of well-known Chinese brands represented on this street, such as Oppo, which is a consumer electronics and mobile communications company, DJI, which is the world-leading manufacturer of drones, Huawei, which is a company known for consumer electronics and smartphones, ZTE is a multinational telecommunications equipment company, Xiaomi is a company that produces smartphones, mobile apps and laptops, and many other local companies. Besides this electronic street, Shenzhen has numerous shopping malls and commercial areas, including Huanghua Park, the Pacific Mall, the Cocoa City, and just about in every street there is some business activities going on. For example, on this street, not far from the hotel that I was staying at, they were specializing in custom LED and neon signs. You want a sign just like Apple or Google? Sure, they have it for you. Many stores selling different goods. Shenzhen is huge, and there are 9 districts altogether, so let's take a look at some of them. Futian. Futian is a government and financial district. It has a good choice of international schools, shopping malls and nightclubs. This is where you will find Shenzhen Library, Shenzhen People's Government Building, Shenzhen Convention and Exhibition Center. Lots of skyscrapers including Ping An, as I mentioned earlier. At the same time, there are a lot of parks. We met this really friendly local guy and he showed us around, taking us to even his favorite gym. I don't know why he thought it was interesting. I actually made a full interview with him, but the file got damaged, unfortunately. But basically what he said is he loves living in Shenzhen and he loves the way the city is developing. He's working 2 jobs and is enrolled in MBA program at the same time, and he's a really ambitious, go-get-it type of guy, you know?
Now this is our guide for today.
Oh, thank you. 胡子你好.
你好.
Welcome to China. Welcome to Shenzhen.
All right. Now we ordered roasted duck. Now that's not Peking duck, but a local duck. Because in Shenzhen you cannot get
Duck
Peking
red rice.
duck. What's it called?
5 flavored duck red rice.
Right.
5味鸭腿饭.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I have to try it. So tell me, how does it work?
Okay. You can use the WeChat to scan
Okay.
this message.
Right.
And then you can open. You can write.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's 1 or 2 yuan for 2 hours?
1 to 2 hours about pay 1 to 2 yuan.
Yeah, not bad. So what you do is you use a WeChat
yeah.
payment system, and
Yeah.
then you scan it,
Yeah.
and then you get your bike.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very convenient. You want to tell me about those skyscrapers? What kind of companies are based there?
Company.
A
Lot of company.
A lot of companies.
I don't count it. For example, China Mobile.
China Mobile.
中国移动.
Okay, right there. You have China Mobile. Let me ask you about the mobile phones. What's the most popular manufacturer?
iPhone is most popular.
The most popular
Yeah.
is iPhone.
Most popular.
Okay. That's my little machine. I tell it what to do. A little to the left. Come on over here.
Come on here.
Yeah.
Self-driving sweeper.
Self-driving sweeper. Cool. I love it.
Another district is Nanshan. It has one of the most popular city sites, SeaWorld. It's not the American SeaWorld, in case you wonder, but it's a popular hangout area with a variety of restaurants and bars with a good choice of Western and European cuisine. It's a nice place to take a stroll around the square, have a cup of coffee at one of the local cafes, and see an IMAX movie with friends. SeaWorld is most well known as the place of many of the expats in Shenzhen. The centerpiece of SeaWorld is the Huanghua, which once was a cruise ship. This ship now hosts a 4-star hotel, some restaurants, bars, coffee shops, and a movie theater. Every night there are 2-minute fountain shows that take place next to it.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Nice to meet you.
But take a few steps away and you'll be reminded that you're still in China. 70-year Communist Party anniversary banners are all over the city. Let's take a look at another district, Yantian. If your priority is living near the beach and you don't mind living far from the city center, you might like this neighborhood. Here you will find Shenzhen OCT Resort. It's a huge 9 square kilometer resort with cable cars, 2 funiculars and a train. Here you can enjoy the Western style buildings and streets which make you feel like you're a traveler in a European country. Just unbelievable to find a mini Europe in the middle of China. Some people spend entire Shenzhen trips in the OCT, and it's easy to see why. Roller coasters, shows, and water parks. You can spend a day on water rides, exploring a tropical rainforest, or navigating ecological landscapes.
Hello. I say ni hao. Hello.
The highlight of the park is the Pinnacle Skywalk. I'll be honest, some of those water rides are tons of fun. A 15-minute walk away from the park, you can soak in the sun at the Donman Beach. Donman is a coastal town best known for its beach. You see those angel sculptures on the beach? Well, this part of the beach was closed in 2019, but I still have some footage from 2010, so let's take a look. There is a 5-star Sheraton resort located here, with its own private beach. The Donman International Yacht Club is right beside it. I bet it's not the kind of China that we used to see. Renting a yacht, in case you wonder, is about 8,000 renminbi, or $1,100 an hour. Shenzhen has a lot of super rich people, 39 billionaires today. No wonder there is demand for nice things like yachts and vacation homes. There's also a beautiful outlet center that looks like a small European village, but located on the outskirts of one of the busiest cities in Asia. It's a really nice area. There's some cafes and a Starbucks. There's a pond with bridges. There are exotic birds. And if you keep walking along the coast, you will find yourself in the part of town where there's a lot of fish restaurants.
Donman is part of Shenzhen, and it's famous for the seaside resort, and also it has this, well, the park of course, and the seafood street. He's a strong man. Do you speak English? A little bit?
Let's take a look at some of the footage from 10 years ago. Back then, it was just the beginning. This place is pretty far away from downtown area, about 40 minutes by taxi, and the ride will cost you 10 to 15 US dollars. Alright, back to the city. Donman Pedestrian Street might be the busiest place in Shenzhen. The street spans several blocks and consists of several malls, markets. It's a shopping haven. Here you can find anything from food to clothes. Things are cheap, and with a little bit of bargaining you can probably get a very good deal. Plenty of food options too. Laojia and Shaibu metro station will take you here. Now let's take a look at some of the parks. Huanghua Park is a hill and an urban park covering an area of 150 hectares, or 370 acres. It's within walking distance from Children's Palace Station. Kite flying is a popular activity at this urban park. The whole park is covered by a lot of tropical, subtropical trees and plants, including some rare ones. It's got the whole package. All of that makes for a great family getaway in the big, busy city. The park is centered by a 350-foot hill with a bronze statue of politician Deng Xiaoping at the top. That's the guy that initiated the market reform.
你好，你好。
Have I missed anything in terms of the sites? Of course, there are so many sites to be explored, like the Window of the World, with its 130 reproductions of some of the most famous tourist attractions in the world. According to a 2010 survey, approximately 37% of Shenzhen residents were practitioners of Chinese folk religions. 26% were Buddhists, 18% were Taoists, 2% Christians and 2% Muslims, and 15% were non-religious. Do they speak good English here? Well, after visiting English-speaking Hong Kong, I'd have to say not so much. You'd have a hard time. At least I did. When it comes to crime, Shenzhen is a safe city. China as a whole is several times safer than the US when it comes to violent crimes and murders. There are still some local gangs known as triads. Corruption is a significant problem in China. Transparency International's 2017 Corruption Perception Index ranks the country 77th place out of 180 countries. Shenzhen has an extensive public transportation system. The Shenzhen Metro, which is called, just like in Hong Kong, MTR, and it's run by the same company actually, serves as the city's rapid transit system. The total length is 303 kilometers, 8 lines and 215 stations. But by 2030, this network is planned to be 8 express and 24 non-express lines, totaling 1,100 kilometers. The average daily metro ridership in 2016 was 3.5 million people. The city made headlines when it decided to operate an all-electric bus system. It's an impressive achievement, especially considering the size of the city's fleet, which totals 16,000 vehicles. That is more than the combined number operating in New York City, Los Angeles, Toronto, New Jersey, and Chicago. Wow! As of January 2019, the conversion of Shenzhen's taxi fleet to electric vehicles reached 99%. Electric taxis have a blue and white color scheme. Petroleum fuel taxis are colored either green or red. Private car ownership has been on the rise in Shenzhen, with the city having over 3 million cars in 2014. In response, the city imposed limits on car purchases to reduce traffic and pollution. The purchase of electric cars will be determined by a lottery, while traditional cars will be determined both by a lottery and a bidding process. When it comes to weather, Shenzhen is located near the Tropic of Cancer, and it has a humid subtropical climate influenced by monsoons. Winters are dry and mild. It never gets below zero. The relation with neighboring Hong Kong is that both cities have close business, trade, and social links, but daily commuters still need to pass through customs and immigration checkpoints every day. Are there any downsides, you might wonder? Of course. As elsewhere in China, you will see a huge presence of police on the streets and in the subway, like it's some kind of emergency. Some of the policemen are carrying some scary equipment that looks pretty evil. You will see armored vehicles for no particular reasons parked along the city streets. I was walking with a camera and I was always worried if they're not gonna like it for some reason. They don't accept international payment systems like Visa and MasterCard. Instead, they use UnionPay and WeChat, which is a message app and a payment system at the same time. But to use that as a foreigner, you have to have a Chinese bank account, which most foreigners don't have. Everything is under surveillance. There's cameras everywhere. And rumor has it that China has been increasingly becoming strict on foreigners living here. Famous Chinese firewall, you can't access Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube with the Chinese SIM card, so unless you bought it in Hong Kong, then you're gonna be fine. You can rent a car in China even if you have an international driving permit. You'll need a Chinese driver's license. Needless to say, the last thing you want to do in China is criticize the CCP, which stands for Chinese Communist Party. After visiting, I have mixed feelings about Shenzhen. Sure, the city has only been around for 40 years, and being so extraordinary young, it has accomplished so much by becoming so modern, state-of-the-art. But living here, there's a lot of sacrifices involved. What do you guys think about Shenzhen? Would you like to visit? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.